From our perspective, we already have about 10 million people using ChatGPT a week in Australia. That's probably about 50% of the internet-enabled population. It's similar in other places, and we obviously welcome kind of local companies and local investments that are happening at the government level to build kind of local LLMs. But I think often what gets missed is if that becomes the primary focus and almost the distraction of the conversation, it misses the opportunity in all of the other areas. David mentioned that we worked with some industry associations and economists on a report this week that demonstrates just from the productivity boost of deploying kind of existing models, you're looking at about $142 billion of productivity gains in Australia between now and 2030. And that applies across all different layers of the stack, from the infrastructure layer to the application layer to local developers building on these models. We have about 30,000 developers in Australia alone building new tools and products, and sometimes entirely new companies on these tools. So I think there is a massive, massive opportunity. Australia obviously has advantages in all of these areas, including research and the talent needed to build its own sovereign LLMs. But I think sometimes that becomes the entire focus of the conversation to the detriment of the rest.
I also think, all good points. I think the question around, are we chasing? I don't think we have a choice as a country, because we're competing against perhaps countries that we didn't compete against in other areas to drive economic benefit and other benefits for our country. I'm not suggesting for a minute that's easy, nor will it happen tomorrow, nor is it, click the fingers and we'll get to the destination. But I actually believe it's not a question of chasing, it's trying to work out what are those markers that will define success around sovereignty.
Project Stargate, there's like an investment of like $500 billion that's made in the US. And Europe is making their own investments, 100 billion euros plus that they actually are investing for infrastructure and data centers. And should we in Australia be investing a few $1 billion ourselves, right? And what about the workforce? That forms like another layer, if we can talk about it, right? We want to have like local skills and R&D capability within the country itself.
Like the question of value and who benefits and how people benefit is a really important one for us to solve generally, right? We absolutely have to solve for the fact that these technologies are built on a lot of creative work by a whole lot of people, and will continue to be so into the future, and that we want to keep encouraging and ensuring human creativity continues. So is that a problem we need to solve? Yes.
I'm a little bit of an outsider here as a quantum guy, but AI is now, but please don't think of quantum as 10 years away. Quantum's just around the corner. So, and it's a complementary technology, and these will work together. So get ready, it's coming fast.
It literally is around the corner.